All right.
Soon, you say? In the final chapter? No.
Soon. This place looks fancier every time I walk in. Guess it's not all that when you're living on a big-time doctor's salary, though. Well, Jules, let's see what your mom has to say. Yeah. Back. Well, look at you, Jules. You've brought all your little friends home with you. Come in. Oh, you'll have to forgive me for not tidying up. That's okay. Sorry for not telling you we were coming. Your mom's just the sweetest, isn't she? I'm jealous. Is that what you call it? I did spot someone in town that looked just like your father. But it didn't take long before I lost him in the crowd. Nice. Pikkard. That is not supposed to be there. But it's there because I'm wearing it behind me.
Good camera angle.
Yep. I don't want to disappoint you if it turned out I was mistaken, Jules. That's why I didn't mention it. It's nothing to be sorry about. That said, how do you know I saw someone that looked like your father in the first place? I figured I had nothing to lose asking the monsters for help, but, well, I get it. That's just how powerful our mother-son bond is. My goodness. Yeah, sure. More importantly, this man you saw was over in the Central District, right? Yes, that's right. I believe he was just on his way out of the Balduke Cathedral. There's so many people there, I ended up losing track of him. I'll probably go down as the biggest mistake of my life. Boo-hoo-hoo. Truly are people cry boo-hoo-hoo. Interesting. Yep. Anyway, if Dr. Noah really did leave from the cathedral, right, all we have to do is ask if anyone saw him there. She didn't do that herself?
What? No.
At all? But why? Because I trust him. Your father would never leave us without a good reason. I may not know what or why exactly, but that much I could say for sure. Well, we know. Oh, but I do. I'm a lot more perceptive than I look, you know. Never underestimate a mother, especially not yours. Especially not Chi-Chi, you should say. Now promise me, Jules. All right? Yeah. It's fine. Let's go. It's going again where it's like kind of sidetracked, where it's like character progression is now like what's happening instead of story. Anyway.
I mean, that's how the flow always has been.
I know. Like I said last time, I've just been very excited for the lore and the background, like the world building in this game, and then it gets shunted into character story. Anyway, and this is like a hype point, so either way, it's been enjoyable. Yes, this is the cathedral. It's not like we've been here like 12 times. Well, I should say, well, at least 12 times, because we turned in 2 foods the last time.
You've turned in multiple foods other times, but you've also come in for non-Mishi related things.
Yep.
So.
Father Ralph, yep. Seems you brought Credo, the delinquent knight. Do somewhere more private, shall we? Yes, I know Dr. Noah well. He was the one we would call in when worshippers fell ill. However, I regret that I don't know if he came to the cathedral. That's okay. Mr. Mel, would you happen to know anything? Not sure if he's the same person you're looking for, but I recall seeing a rather strange man here just recently. Do you remember anything else about him by chance? By asking about see some old medical record. Church keeps all of its records, you see. I remember him because I thought it was such an unusual request. I mean, it is. A very unusual. Peruse them as if in a frenzy. Sounds a lot like my dad. Where did he go after that? That was another peculiar thing. He said he had business at the ancient shrine outside town. Ah, summoning things. Darn necromancy, you know?
Just normal doctor things.
Yeah. Necromancy. Well, he seems like a doctor, but maybe he was an archaeologist? Maybe the North Shrine? Let's go. Mom said that we didn't need to force him home, right? And our work's done, isn't it? We already know he's alive. We're not going to force anyone to do anything. But we're so close. We can't quit while you're ahead, Jules. What? You need to talk it out. Yeah. Over there. Here.
Dad.
Jules, how did you know I was here? Is there something you all needed to speak with me about?
Pamela has been searching the city for him ever since she saw him.
It's been a long time, so I know how difficult it is to see her. Either way, you know Mom's never going to stop looking for you.
Ah, so she did see me. I should have been more discreet.
If you don't mind me asking, Dr. Noah, what are you doing here?
Ah, right. Do you see this plaque behind me? Inscribed on it is a record of diseases throughout history. I came to see if I could find anything useful.
Oh, I see. You were looking for a way to cure Jules.
What?
Am I really that
It's
transparent?
obvious, dude.
Still, this might be a good opportunity for me to explain everything to you all. You deserve
Finally
to
gonna
know
tell
what
us?
Yes.
About time.
It was many years ago, long before I knew anything about homunculi. I came to learn of an institution that fostered war orphans. That
Or
was where I
warphans,
first
if you
met
will.
you, Jules.
Warfans.
I was a war orphan?
Yes. Aprilis had entrusted the four of you to that orphanage. She couldn't take care of you on her own. It was her last resort.
That's understandable.
Indeed, it was in that orphanage where we met Jules. You should have seen how happy Pamela was. After all, she couldn't bear children of her own.
Mom couldn't have children?
Unfortunately not. But I know that she loved you more because of it. The years after we adopted you were the happiest of our lives. When you became ill, it devastated your mother. That's when I promised her that I would find a cure for you.
Dad.
One day, in my desperate search to find a treatment, a man approached me. That man was an alchemist named Zola.
Papa.
He told me who he was and asked for my help in his alchemy research. It was then he revealed to me that you, Jules, were a homunculus. I thought that if I helped him, I would eventually find a way to cure your disease.
I had no idea. But why did you have to leave us?
The hero you were created from suffered from the same disease as you. I surmised that the hero's body would lead me to more clues about the disease. However, Zola kept a firm grip on his research. As a condition for becoming his adjutant, I was forbidden from leaving the prison.
Dad,
It's not your fault, Jules. Being sick isn't ever anyone's fault. Believe me, my deepest regret is leaving you and your mother without saying goodbye.
Jules, there's something you've been wanting to say, isn't there? You don't have to wait anymore. Yufa.
Dad. To tell you the truth, There were many things I wanted to say to you when I saw you again. I wanted to tell you how much I despised you, how much I hated you. But now, how could I say any of those things?
Jules.
Thanks, Dad. For taking care of me. For being my dad. And for trying to find a cure for me. Thank you.
Jules.
As a doctor, it would be imprudent of me to be too optimistic. But I'm progressively coming to understand your disease. There's still a chance for a cure. I will do everything in my power to save you.
Dad.
Good thing you two finally hashed it out. Hey, by the way, what kind of research were you helping Zola with exactly?
I was looking for ways to extract memories from a person's soul. That research allowed me to create the primordials and monsters from Adol's memories. I imagine Zola plans on taking this research even further.
Even further.
But what about Shadowlord? I thought you two were working together.
You must mean how Shadowlord gathered those with desirable talents in the prison. That was Zola's plan all along. He was merely using Master Shadowlord. Zola was the one who truly needed them. In spite of that, he rarely shows himself in the prison nowadays. I'm afraid even I don't know what he planned on doing with them.
Whatever it was, I'm sure it wasn't anything good.
Zola is an unforgiving man, if his treatment of Shadowlord was any indication. But if you asked me if he were evil, I wouldn't be able to tell you. He sincerely believes his actions are just, regardless of the implications.
You mean he's a whack job, the kind you stay away from?
That may be true. I admit, I have my fair share of blame for your hardships, Monstrums. For that, I apologize.
It wasn't your fault.
I understand that an apology alone is not enough for me to be forgiven. But I will work to set things right.
Dad.
I'll go see your mother soon, Jules. You have my word. My son is fighting his best even when sick. It's only right that I work just as hard. After it's all over, we'll go back to how it was. You, me, and your mother. Crimson King. No, Adol. Zola is profoundly fascinated with you. You have no reason to trust me, but I suggest that you be careful. Now then, it's nearly sunset. I'd better return to the prison. You'll have to excuse me.
Dad, you be careful too.
Yes, I will.
Hey, good for you, Jules.
Yeah, thanks. I should thank you guys too.
We're all happy for you, Jules. Your dad is a good person after all.
Hooray.
I believe there is much I can learn from him as well.
Yeah, he's all right. Can we go back to town now?
I see. But it wasn't your father I saw after all. Yeah, unfortunately not. I sworn I caught a glimpse of him, face and all, but must have been a mistake. Oh well. Suppose it's time I finally throw in the towel on that. Oh no, don't be so glum, chums. I don't know how it all went, of course, but I imagine I could hazard a guess. Crawler just isn't quite ready to see me again yet, is he? Thank you for humoring me, Jules. The same goes for the rest of you. Isn't much, but here, take this. More drugs. We appreciate your kindness. Of course, sweetie. Think nothing of it. Now, I suppose I ought to get back to cooking. I see. I have been working on a special little festival day treat for everyone. I'll stop by later to deliver it. Alright, let's... Ever since my dad said he'd come home Sunday, I've been keeping it away from my mom. But I guess she figured it out. She figured out that we were hiding something from her anyway. Call it mother's intuition. I wonder if that means Dr. Noah might be able to come home sooner than he thought. A wife, that understanding, I bet she'd even be fine with all that alchemy stuff. Not so sure about that. Either way, whether or not he does is entirely up to him. When I take Mom's feelings into account, that things get a little more complicated. I know what you mean. In any event, now that we've reported back, shall we attend to our remaining matters? Yes.
What a snooze
Takes care of all urgent requests, but Prilla still hasn't gotten in touch with us. I wonder what's going on with her, but waiting around would only waste time. Let's return to the den. Alright.
You may only warp to the dandelion.
Where have you been at all? Heart nearly turned to dust waiting for you to come. Maybe I've over-dramatized it just a tad. Did something happen? Yes, you see that when I was looking over the bulletin board, like I always do, a request from none other than our stout friend, Warden Belger. Can you believe it? I thought at first that it was a joke in poor taste. But as it turns out, it really was from Belger. What did it say? According to him, there have been sightings of weird monsters. Tell him to do it himself. He's got grunts and swords, right? Yeah, but they're lemurs. Not be so quick to dismiss it. This is something peculiar about them. Strange monsters, perhaps the research wing has something to do with this? Maybe that's why he's asking for our help. Knowing him, he wouldn't have unless he was desperate. Might as well humor him. The Hieroglyph Knights are a bit curtailed at the moment, being on probation. Poor guy must be scrambling to keep up without them. There's also been an influx of tourists. We've also received a similar request from Carla. Would you consider it? Yep, we gotta do it. Go.
Onward.
Onward to fight monster.
You could just warped outside.
I thought it was leave the city trigger.
No, it's just because you didn't have the warps on.
The report indicated the presence of unusual beasts. Go. Like those. Did no one notice that there are lemurs? Oh wait, no, they're not. Some of them. Yep. Done and dusted, as they say. Was it just me, or did those monsters seem a little more harried than usual? Now that you mention it, did kind of feel like they were afraid of something. Everything okay there, Kratos? What? Oh yeah, just almost got carried away for a sec there. What? You checking this right out or what? Pick up your hooves already. Confused.
I have detected something.
Go back for now. Go to the basement of the Dandelion real quick. I don't know when this takes place.
To the child.
Adel, I'm ready and raring to go.
Mystic Glaciolite and Spirit.
You have, wow, you have 6 soul lumber. You'll get more later.
Let me come back anytime.
Do I go fight?
Nope, not go fight, but go over to the couches. Nothing yet, huh? Oh, hey, Parks.
Now,
Those are
Adol,
giant cards.
is this your card? No? Then how about this one? Very well. Now, if you will just add the 2 numbers together.
After adding the 2 numbers, they come out to be the value of your card. That's amazing.
Nonsense. It's a simple trick anybody can learn with time. I'm glad I'm taking the time to pick up some new hobbies while I can still be Parks. To tell you the truth, I wanted to discuss one other thing. I wished to express my gratitude to you for allowing me to remain as Parks and for treating me as such. I found a great many things that I would never have found as the Cardinal. And most of all, I thank you for saving a friend of mine. If you'd allow me the sentiment, I consider you a friend as well.
That makes both of us.
I appreciate that, Adol. Balduke's future is still uncertain. I will secure the full capacity of the Roman army to ensure the safety of these citizens. As my friend, you have my full support, so you can focus on what you need to do.
Apparently, this is where on the map. It's
Why
all
do you
that.
look so on edge, Adol? I'm not planning any dastardly deeds today. Hey, do you remember that jewel I took? After analyzing it, I discovered that it dates back to the 100 Years' War. I can't wait to go back for the rest. Drink up! I'm buying today.
I don't think that's going to be possible.
Oh, please, Adol. There's priceless treasure just sitting there, waiting for someone to take it. I'm going to find a way in. But you're more than welcome to keep me company.
Do you ever fear for your safety?
What's that, Mr. Adventurer? Is that the pot I hear calling the kettle black? I admit I find that the more dangerous the situation, the more exciting it is. We're 2 peas in a pod, you and I. Don't you think? I've been meaning to ask you something, Adol. What went through your mind when you found out about the other you? Did it ever occur to you that you still might not even be the real Adol? What if the real Adol's still out there somewhere?
It doesn't matter. Tell her that there's nothing fake about your thoughts and conviction. Equal truth. There's an equal truth to the real Adol and the other Adol. Did I say something weird?
No, not at all. I was just thinking about what you said. Money was the reason I started stealing, but it wasn't the reason I kept doing it. There's a part of me that pines for a thrill, even if I don't get a single gold coin out of it. You're a fascinating man. You know that, Adel Kristen? I wonder, what other escapades you've gotten yourself into? Is it true that you don't keep the treasures and legendary weapons you find? Next time, you should just give them to me. I'll find you a good buyer on the black market.
Someone finally mentions it.
That's
Well,
the
if you
second
can
person to
find-
mention it.
You could find the well. They're all yours. Good luck, though. It's probably on the Sky Island.
The well does not want to give up its treasures. There's also like 6 wells. Good luck.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. That shop is moving.
fine. It's Silhouette, I think.
I know, but just like
Just
that
moving on
shop's
to that.
running away. Get it?
All right, is that
All right,
it?
so it looks like you can't do the thing yet that I thought. Save in a new slot. All right, moving on.
To this?
Yep. Well, you don't have anything to do but main quest.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Whew.
There's something here.
Here we go.
Those are lemurs. How'd they get out of here? Highly probable. That's good.
On guard.
Cool. That takes care of that. Yeah, but
Why
still,
do I hear
I would-
Grimwald Nox music playing?
yeah, right. Perhaps Rosvita may be able to tell us? Which reminds me, she's still not here. Ain't nearly enough. He's going insane. That's not great, so it's just a bit much. Dare you to try. This is... Here they come. We can talk about it later. So he's using, or his enmity is causing them, basically. And I got forced to use him. Yay.
Allow me.
Terrapin down here.
I leveled up.
Yeah. Huh? What's going on here? Did I do all this? You appear to be enjoying yourself quite a bit. What happened to you? Yeah, it was extreme, even for you. Yeah, huh? I have a tendency to get a little worked up when I'm fighting, but for a while now, I've been having a hard time holding it all back. I thought I was in perfect form today, too. But this has happened to you before? Not to this extent. I completely lost all sense of reason until just a bit ago. Guess I'm no different from the Lemurus once I get like that. Well, now's the perfect time as any. I'll be dipping out for good from here on. What? Now, hold on just a second. What do you mean for good? You can't even do that, can you? I'll fight my share in the Nox, but for me, this chummy crew charade ends here. Besides, you saw how I lost back there? Better off this way, right? All I wanted to do was give that Zola guy a good wallop and they kiss her anyway. No one's stopping you. I'll let you have the honors. Call later. Can you believe him? Acting as if this is nothing. Actually, I think he's been ready for this ever since he realized what was happening. Knowing him, I bet he just chose to keep quiet about it this entire time. I know he did. This part that pisses me off the most. Rita's not exactly the best person. He's incredibly scary too. But isn't there anything we could do to help him out? I don't know how though. See, at very least, we managed to successfully fulfill the warden's request. Perhaps we should return to Balduke for the time being. Right, there's not much we could do for him now, even if we wanted to. Go back to town, we can figure out what we can